The set of Today with Jenna and Friends was buzzing with energy this week, until it wasn't. What was expected to be a light-hearted interview with superstar Jennifer Lopez turned into one of the most talked-about television moments of the summer, ending abruptly when Lopez stormed off set following a heated on-air clash. The incident has left fans, media insiders, and even the show's producers scrambling to make sense of what happened. Jennifer Lopez, often called J.Lo by her legions of fans, is no stranger to high-pressure interviews or public scrutiny. The actress, singer, and business mogul has built a career on her ability to command a stage, whether in film, on music tours, or on live television. But Wednesday morning's episode demonstrated that even the most seasoned celebrities can lose their cool when conversations veer into uncomfortable territory. The moment unfolded about midway through her scheduled appearance. Lopez had been booked to promote her latest projects, both a new Netflix film and an upcoming music venture. Producers were eager to feature her star power, knowing her name would draw eyes and boost ratings. By all accounts, the show began smoothly. Lopez walked onto the brightly lit set in a tailored white ensemble, greeted warmly by Jenna Hager and the other co-hosts, and exchanged playful banter with the audience. Things began to shift when the conversation pivoted toward Lopez's personal life, a topic she has often said she prefers to keep at a distance during professional appearances. The co-hosts brought up her recent public appearances with husband Ben Affleck, referencing circulating reports about alleged tension in the couple's marriage. While many fans love to hear candid remarks about celebrity relationships, Lopez has grown increasingly frustrated with constant media speculation. Initially, Lopez handled the questions with poise, smiling politely and steering answers back toward her work. But the exchange took a sharp turn when one of the co-hosts pressed further, asking directly whether the rumors of conflict with Affleck were impacting her career choices. Lopez's demeanor shifted instantly. Her body stiffened, her tone sharpened, and she gave a short reply. "I'm not here to discuss my marriage. I came to talk about the film." The tension on set was palpable. Viewers at home could sense the unease as the hosts attempted to move forward, but the damage was done. Lopez crossed her arms, leaned back in her chair, and for the first time during the segment, stopped smiling. The breaking point arrived minutes later when another question, this time about Lopez's reputation for being a diva on set, was raised. Though perhaps intended as a playful nod to her glamorous persona, the remark struck a nerve. Lopez paused, looked directly at the host, and delivered a pointed response. "That word gets thrown around at women like me far too often. It's lazy, it's sexist, and frankly, I don't appreciate it." The studio fell into an awkward silence. Audience laughter, usually reliable filler during tense moments, faltered. Cameras caught Jenna Hager attempting to smooth things over, quickly pivoting back to the film discussion. But Lopez was visibly upset. She shook her head, muttered under her breath, and after a beat, stood up. Without another word, she removed her microphone and walked off the set, leaving producers scrambling to cut to commercial. When the show returned, the hosts carried on, though the absence of their A-list guests loomed heavily over the remainder of the broadcast. Behind the scenes, staff members were reportedly stunned. While live television thrives on unpredictability, few anticipated a guest of Lopez's stature exiting mid-segment. A crew member, speaking anonymously to industry press, described the atmosphere as tense, chaotic, and unlike anything we've seen on this show before. Social media exploded almost instantly. Clips of Lopez's walk-off circulated widely on TikTok, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter. Hashtags like #JLo storms off and #TodayShowDrama trended within hours, drawing millions of views. Fans fiercely debated the incident. Some applauded Lopez for standing her ground against invasive or disrespectful questions, while others argued that her reaction seemed disproportionate for a live interview setting. Media commentators quickly weighed in as well. Several outlets framed the clash as emblematic of the challenges celebrities face in balancing their personal and professional lives. Entertainment columnist Grace Hall noted, "Jennifer Lopez has spent decades building her career, but time and again she's forced to confront narratives that reduce her to tabloid fodder. Her decision to walk out reflects both frustration and fatigue with being defined by anything other than her work." Others, however, were less sympathetic. Television critic Marcus Bell suggested Lopez's response may have damaged her image. Walking off live television risks alienating audiences who expect stars to remain composed under pressure. While she had every right to object to the line of questioning, the optics of storming out will overshadow whatever project she came to promote. NBC executives have yet to release a formal statement, though sources indicate internal discussions are underway about how to handle fallout. Whether the episode will be re-aired in its entirety, edited for future broadcasts, or pulled from circulation altogether remains unclear. Meanwhile, Lopez's team has maintained a tight-lipped stance. Requests for comment have gone unanswered, though one insider reportedly close to the star told Variety, Jennifer felt blindsided. She made it clear ahead of time she wanted to keep the focus on her work, and when that wasn't respected, she chose to walk away. This is not the first time Lopez has found herself in conflict during press appearances. Over the years, she has sparred with interviewers about questions relating to her personal relationships, parenting choices, and even her age. Yet rarely has she left mid-broadcast. The rarity of such a move highlights the intensity of her frustration in this instance. For Lopez, the incident comes at a critical time in her career. Her latest film, a romantic action comedy produced with Netflix, is slated for release in just a few weeks. Simultaneously, she is preparing to launch a highly anticipated album, her first major music project in nearly a decade. Both ventures require extensive promotion, meaning Lopez is likely to continue navigating press tours despite this public clash. Some industry analysts believe the controversy may ultimately boost attention for her projects. There's an old saying, "No publicity is bad publicity," said marketing strategist Dana Kim. While the walk-off may seem negative in the short term, it guarantees Lopez will dominate headlines, keeping her name at the center of cultural conversation leading up to her releases. Others disagree, warning that repeated public conflicts could erode Lopez's reputation as a consummate professional. In a fiercely competitive entertainment landscape, perception matters as much as talent. Whether audiences rally behind Lopez or turn away remains to be seen. Beyond Lopez herself, the clash raises larger questions about the role of celebrity interviews on daytime television. Viewers tune in expecting a mix of light-hearted banter, personal anecdotes, and promotional tidbits. But as stars grow more protective of their privacy, the delicate balance between entertainment and intrusion becomes harder to maintain. Cultural critic Alicia Torres framed it this way. Talk shows rely on intimacy. They invite the public to feel like they know these celebrities personally. But the flip side is that stars often feel cornered into revealing more than they want. What happened with Lopez is an example of that tension breaking down in real time. For Jenna Bush Hager and her co-hosts, the fallout has been equally intense. Though none have spoken publicly about the incident, online discourse has scrutinized their role in provoking Lopez's departure. Some critics argue they crossed a line by pressing too hard on personal topics, while others contend they were simply doing their job as interviewers tasked with asking what audiences are curious to know. As of now, there are no indications of whether Lopez will return to the show or address the matter publicly. Given her track record, it is possible she may use her own platforms, such as Instagram, where she commands over 250 million followers, to clarify her perspective on her own terms. The dramatic walk-off, whether interpreted as a moment of empowerment or unprofessionalism, underscores the complexities of modern celebrity culture. Stars like Jennifer Lopez exist under a microscope, expected to share just enough of themselves to keep fans engaged, but not so much that they lose control of their narrative. On Wednesday morning, that balancing act crumbled on live television, leaving behind a viral moment and a cascade of questions about privacy, respect, and the price of fame. As producers weigh their next steps and fans continue dissecting every frame of the now infamous segment, one truth is undeniable. Jennifer Lopez, even in moments of conflict, remains one of the most compelling figures in entertainment. Her walk-off has ensured that the conversation around her will not quiet down anytime soon.